So in this video I'm going to take you from an amateur to pro level ball striking with your driver in just 5 minutes. So stick around, watch the video. These 3 simple things are going to make you a better ball striker in 5 minutes. Right, so bold claim to say that I can just improve you from an amateur to pro level ball striking within just 5 minutes, but trust me, it is doable. If you are a peruser of YouTube video content for golf lessons, stick around and watch this one, because genuinely is probably going to be the most important one that you watch this week. So, what we're taking, driver, and we're going to improve your ball striking. Now, one thing that's not spoken about enough, certainly through videos and stuff, is tempo. Tempo is the most important thing if you want to deliver a consistent swing. It's something that we all need to be working on. But often you can watch sort of video content through YouTube or anywhere and you're trying to hit the ball further, gain more yards and stuff like that. And that's absolutely fine. But at some point you've got to make some more gameable swings. You've got to be able to bring that swing to the golf course and hit some consistency to make sure that you're hitting more fairways, and then you work on the distance and stuff like that later. So this is purely about tempo, trying to get you to a point where you're swinging it the same every single time and getting much more consistent results. If you're an individual that stands there and you start trying to hit it too hard, then you're going to start seeing the ball come across the face if you're going to be inconsistent. So this is purely about how to find the middle of the club and become more consistent. Now, the first one that I like to get people to do, it's counting. And I know it sounds very, very basic, but often we lose sight of what it is to stand there and swing and have good rhythm. Now, it's worth saying that when it comes to rhythm and tempo, what you tend to find is everybody strikes their own tempo for the swing. So it's not confined to this is what you must do. You've got to find your own rhythm. Now, if you're a sort of person that's very, very quick in other things that they do, you're going to have a very, very quick swing. If you're far more laid back, slower in what you do about your daily life, then you're going to find that you're going to have a slower swing. So you've got to do what you feel comfortable with. But if you follow these sort of 3 simple tips, then you're going to be able to implement that to your game, to your tempo, to your pace, and become better. So like I say, the first one is counting. So what does that look like? So to stand there and say, now this is, you know, it's probably not something that you've not seen before, but it's probably something that you've not done for a while. So it's to stand there and say, right, so break the swing down into a couple of different sections. So sort of we'll look at it at a waist high point of view, top of the swing, and then back to impact. So what you want to do is, as you set up to this one, make sure that you know, normal sort of driver setup position, feet width, all of that. So we're not changing anything there. And what I want you to do is just think about it like this. So we're going to go back to a waist high position, and that is going to be a 1 count. Then to the top of the backswing, and that's going to be a 2 count. And then down to the ball when you're going to hit it on the 3rd count. And just get that rhythm going so that you can stand there and go. Take a few practice swings, think 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Set yourself onto the ball and then make that swing. And you can do this, you can, you know, whether you count it out loud or you're doing it in your head, entirely up to you, but just do that. So you're thinking, there you go, 1, 2, and then into impact 3. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. And just start getting that rhythm going. So it's not about hitting long shots, not about going for distance on these, but just get the rhythm on the tempo so that you're hitting it on the 3rd beat, and you should start finding the middle of the club. Now the second drill is a bit of an old school drill, so it's trying to hit a distance, but not a distance that necessarily you would normally go for with your driver. So it's not about standing there and trying to pump it out there and get as much as you can out of the shot. We're going to rein it right back in. So your aim would be to stand there and make a swing and hit it 150 yards. Right, now I know that that might sound bonkers, that you're going to stand there and say, well, I want to hit it further, I want to gain distance. This is not about gaining distance, this is about gaining control. So to stand there and say, right, so I'm going to do some slower swings, much more deliberate swings, and hit it that predetermined distance, and that's going to be 150 yards. So, and I think we can all achieve that. So it's You know, whatever level you're at, you can say, right, that 150, or you know, if that's half of whatever you'd normally do, maybe do that, but just try and do a swing where you're deliberately not trying to hit it as far as possible, but hit it at normal distance. But kind of do it with an actual golf swing, so like there, so stand there, swing, and just think to yourself, right, take a lot out of it, swing it nice and easy, and then just try and hit the distance. And you'll probably be surprised how hard you find it to actually hit the distance that you're trying to do. So like me there, trying to hit it 150 yards, and I've hit it 193. So it's not necessarily that you're trying to hit the distance, but you're trying to get that feel, that deliberately rein it in, slower swing, slower feel to try and hit the distance. Right, so tip 3 is to do sort of 2 practice swings. So one where you're absolutely flat out, so if you were swinging it, you know, as absolutely fast as you can, and then another swing where you're hitting it as slow as you can, and then alternate between the two. Right, so it should look like this. So to stand there and go, right, so my flat out 100% swing would be stand there like that, and then a deliberately slow, and then a deliberately quick, and a deliberately slow. Right, a couple of them, then put a ball down and try and find somewhere in the middle. So it's not going to be deliberately slow, but it's not going to be deliberately quick either. So that you go, right, that's your absolute flat out, that's your really slow swing. And then on this one, when you actually hit the ball, somewhere in the middle of the two. So a nice easy swing. If you do those 3 tips, if you follow that as a routine, I guarantee that your tempo will get better. If your tempo improves, then so will your shots and your consistency, and that's the important thing. But if you like that video and you feel that sort of working on that consistency and you want to gain some distance, then watch that video there and learn about how to get the catapult effect with your driver.